Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back to the Landline podcast. If you couldn't tell, this one is sick. So, today our episode is gonna revolve around that. But we'll get to that in a minute. We are, college kids. We're thriving, living our best lives. It was Halloween weekend, this past weekend, which we did our little mini vlog on. So if you haven't watched that, it's the very last video that we posted. It's super short. It's super funny. So you should go watch that. But because of that, now she's sick, and also the weather is being so bipolar recently. This week's range, in case you were wondering, it's 75 degrees today, and it's supposed to be in the 20s this weekend.
It was in the 40s this morning when I walked to class.
Yeah, and it was 30 last weekend. So, it's just kind of a troubleshoot. It's not exactly ideal. But that's all right.
All right.
I don't really know of what else we did other than just Halloween stuff this past week, aside from just like regular homework, tests, quizzes, all of the fun, not so fun jazz.
Crazy.
I don't think so. I don't really remember much. We just got back from the grocery store.
We did.
Got some yummy little snacks. Helped her compile some things to hopefully make her feel better.
Got some tea. I have a
faster.
whole box of tissues next to me, so
we're stocked.
That'll be an event.
Ready for the days to come, and that's okay.
Yep.
But anyways, today's episode is we are going to debrief, go story time mode on you. We decided that since she's sick and since I was sick like a couple weeks ago, it'd be the perfect time to tell y'all some funny stories of times that we were sick in our lives.
Or injured.
So injuries and sicknesses, we're going to do the whole shebang because why not? And we're a bunch of people who like to get sick a lot and also get hurt a lot. But why not? Why not talk about it?
There was no need for the point.
There is definitely a need for the point, and we'll cover that in a couple minutes when we get to the point where we're talking about last year. Okay? Keep that in mind. Now, back to what I was saying. I think my first thing that I can ever remember as far as sickness goes is probably when I was itty bitty and probably like toddler age. Found out I'm allergic to penicillin, and we both were strep kids through and through, and so I got strep all the time when I was a kid, like so much. It was so obnoxious, and I kind of wish I didn't have tonsils anymore, but why, parents? Why
please,
do I still have them?
My sibling got them out, but I couldn't.
Right. So, that's my first question. But got strep. They gave me penicillin because we didn't know that I had the allergy.
Yeah.
And my body did not love that very much. So, I got red spots from head to toe. I believe my parents have a picture of that somewhere, but I'm not going to be showing you because it's scary looking and it looks like I have a disease. But itchy, uncomfortable, not fun, lasted too long until we finally got an antibiotic for it to help it go away. Yeah. But that's the very first sickness that I can remember that was bad for me.
It was called, I would probably have to say that the first one that I was like, oh my gosh, was probably also strep. Second grade, I got the flu. I got strep, and then I got the flu again. In the same time period, and so it was like back to back to back. I missed so much school.
I believe it.
I was miserable. I had to go to a Christmas sing show, whatever, and I was sick as a dog, and I did not want to be there. But our music teacher was like, "You need to be there. You need to stop faking." I was so sick. And then a week later, I came back to school and I was like, well, I had strep, just so you know. And she was like, oh my gosh, you could have infected us.
Girl.
You're the one who told me I had to be here.
Right.
Okay.
No, thank you. That's terrible. My second thing that also goes along with strep, because it happens so much. One time I went to, I believe it was like a Walgreens or like the Walmart like clinic.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in because I obviously felt sick and I needed them to like do the treatment. And that was before like the urgent care clinic, like before I started using the urgent care clinics and stuff as much. But we went to like the physician's care in Walmart, I believe. And they sat me down on the like table in there to like start doing the tests and all that kind of stuff. And when she went to swab the back of my throat, she like held my tongue down with like that like wooden,
like the wooden popsicle
stick. She held it down, except when she went in, she was like, "It's gonna be super quick, like don't worry about it." I have bad gag reflexes, for anyone who doesn't know, and I'm pretty sure this is like part of the reason. She held the thing down, and then she goes, 1, 2, with the thing swabbing the back of my throat, counted to 5 before I eventually was like about to puke on her. I was like, "Ma'am, get that thing out of my mouth right now. If you have not swabbed the back of my throat at that point,
oh my God,
it's time to go. Like,
no.
Time to move on to the next if you can't do a simple strep test."
No.
And she just kept messing back there. I'm like, "Girlfriend, I'm gonna puke on you." And that's not even one of my symptoms. Like, I can see the white in the back of my throat. I have strep.
We know.
You
we
don't
know it's strep.
You don't
please.
need to do the test.
Please stop.
Like, you can see and you can prescribe me the medicine. It's okay.
It is
and
loud.
She just kept going. I was like, I am gonna cry right here, right now. Like, I was a kid too. I was like, this is terrible. This is a nightmare.
No, this is like torture. I like.
There's no need for that. There's no need for that. But in comparison to like 2 weeks ago when I went to the clinic just right down the way from our house, I walked in there. I was like, "I've got a sore throat. It's clearly infected. You can see if I open my mouth." And so as soon as I get in there, she's like, "We're testing you for flu, strep, COVID, mono." And I was like, "Oh, okay. That's fine, I guess."
Do it.
Immediately opens the thing, open, up my nose, down my throat, like swab inside of my mouth, done. Probably with all of that was within like 10 seconds, 20 seconds, maybe a minute max. But for 4 different tests, she was done. Whereas it took the other chick a whole way too long.
2.
Hey, how's your day going today?
Girl.
It's about to be a lot worse if you don't get out of there. But that's my comparison of doctor stories. And the one that's near the house right now is way better than that. That was not ideal. And my tonsils were swollen. They're nasty. And also getting strep in my upper teenage years, almost 20, that's not supposed to happen. That was supposed to be a kid thing only. I haven't gotten strep, knock on wood, since I was probably, I want to say like middle school.
Yeah.
And I just happened to get it again. I don't know how.
No, I haven't.
I really don't.
I haven't gotten strep, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Since probably, like.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think like the last time I had it was probably like 6th grade.
Because I seriously thought it was like, oh, that's like a kid sickness. Like, you're not going to get that anymore. Like, you're done with that. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Medicine is nasty. Because I also can't swallow pills.
No, she cannot.
Because my choking and gag reflexes are so bad. And I can't get myself to do it. So, had to crush the pills, and they taste disgusting, in case anyone was wondering. Applesauce is my best friend, though, so sorry.
There you go.
But it's okay. Do you have any other sicknesses that you remember?
I'm
sure I have more.
It's called, I know that I've thrown up in some Oh, and my parents love to mention it. My parents love to mention places I've thrown up. They call it the scene of the crime.
Oh my gosh.
And so downtown Nashville, there's a place called the Music City Center. And
your parents pointed this out to me.
I know. It's called. And there's a garage, and we would park there to go to Preds games. I told them I didn't feel well, and they were like, we're going to the game, Rollin. Come on. Toughen up. And we were about to leave the game. I had made it through the game. I literally did not want to eat any food while I was there. I think I had a Gatorade. And then we left and got in the car. And we were about to start pulling out, and I was literally jumped out of the car, and I threw up in the parking lot. And my parents died laughing.
I would have too.
Died laughing. Thank you, mother and father. You're the best. But they thought it was the funniest thing ever.
I would have joined
And they mentioned it every single time we go there. And then also, we made a day trip to Chattanooga a long time ago. And they were like, made the last minute plans, and I wasn't feeling too well, but we never went on spontaneous things when I was younger.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh yeah, I want to go so badly. I want to go to Ruby Falls. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to go to the aquarium. And I was sick, and I knew I was sick, and I knew I didn't feel well, but I didn't mention it because I wanted to go on the trip. And then we got to, we went on a little adventure, I guess, and we walked around and we did some things, and I told my parents, I was like, hey, I really, really don't feel good. Can we go to the hotel? Because I think we were staying for the weekend. Can we go to the hotel? And they were like, well, we're just going to the aquarium. We'll just go to the aquarium. Threw up in the aquarium. And near the penguins. Poor penguins. I don't remember anything about the aquarium except the fact that I threw up next to the penguins. And I was so mad, and I was so sad. I have pictures from that day. I look miserable. I'm pale as ish. I literally look like I'm about to burst out crying. And my parents were like, no,
you're fine.
We came on this trip.
Toughen it up.
Toughen up.
So you just did it, you know? That's okay.
And every single time they mention, oh, you going to the aquarium? I'm like, you're so funny. Ha ha.
LOL. Okay, I think you need to tell them about, I know we've already mentioned it a little bit in one of our earlier episodes, but I think you need to mention your COVID run.
Oh, my run with COVID. Holy cow. So, we'll start off. First time I got COVID was, and we mentioned this during our musical episode, our plays musical.
The curtain call.
I got COVID on the opening night, my symptoms came up and I knew I had it. The opening night of our play, of 12th Night. The 80s rendition.
That's important.
Because we were all dressed up as 80s people, and I looked ridiculous. And I drank a Dr. Pepper, and I couldn't taste it, and I was so sad. And then I couldn't be in the rest of the show. I couldn't do any of the fun after-party stuff after. I was so mad.
I would have been so furious.
I got 1,000,001 people quarantined because they were around me because they were in the play with me.
I wasn't in the play, but I didn't get quarantined even though I was with her 90% of the time.
I know. Every single second during school, she was right next to me, and they were like,
she's good though.
She's fine though, because she was only in 2 of your class, but she was actually not in 2 of my classes. She was in
freshman year.
Freshman year, you were in 2 of my classes. I was
in 2 of your classes.
We just hung out the whole time.
Hung out with you during lunch and in the hall.
In the halls and after school, and went to the student center together, and went to hang out at the football games together.
That's
and
okay.
spent every single moment together. But they were like,
You're
no,
good.
she can stay. And I was like, what?
She's good.
Like, they quarantined.
So, mind you, they quarantined my best friend and all of my other friends.
Yeah.
And I had to go to school, was my perspective of that.
And also, you had to take the... What was that?
ACT?
Yeah. She had to take the ACT, and everybody who got quarantined because of me didn't, because... we all couldn't go to school that day.
I was mad is what I was.
So honestly, they should be thanking me because I got them out of taking the ACT.
I was not thanking her. I was in fact so pressed because they didn't quarantine me as well. Which I didn't end up getting COVID, also knock on wood.
Yeah.
I never did.
Twice.
I got both vaccines and I never got the sickness. Everyone in my family did though. I was the lone wolf.
Yeah, no, I had it.
COVID just didn't like me very much.
I had it that time in freshman year, and I think I had it again.
I think you had it again, like maybe junior.
Not
you
junior.
had it later.
It definitely wasn't junior.
It had to have been either sophomore or junior, because you didn't get it senior.
I know it wasn't senior, but I don't think it was junior either, because I hadn't missed any school. It might have been sophomore. It might have been the end of freshman year, and I just don't remember it. But
or maybe it was summer before.
Maybe it might have been summer.
I feel like there was something that you couldn't do because you were sick the second time. It may have been something revolving around your birthday.
No, because freshman year, my birthday was when we had outside.
No, I meant sophomore year. Because I don't know that we did anything for your sophomore year birthday.
We did. It was my 16th.
Yeah.
No.
No,
sophomore was 8th. Freshman was my 16th because I'm older.
Yeah. So I don't know that we did anything for that one.
Which one?
Your 17th.
We didn't do anything for my 17th, I don't think.
Actually, yeah.
What?
Didn't we go ride golf carts? Or was not go-karts?
That was 16.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know that we did anything for your 17th,
I don't think we did anything for my 17th. But I either got COVID again sophomore year or again freshman year.
Yeah.
But I don't remember that time. The only thing I really remember about COVID was being miserable at home, which I did not mind. But I couldn't taste anything, which sucked. And I got to watch TV shows and movies. So actually, I had a great time. Because I didn't have to take a test. I didn't have to interact with people I didn't want to talk to. And I got to watch movies. So, honestly,
I was pressed.
I was pretty happy.
Because I, for one, had to go to school. I did have to talk to people. I did have to take the ACT. And I had to do it all with none of my friends at school. So,
oops.
That's just fantastic. But it's okay. I forgive you for now. Anyways, I don't remember. I feel like most of the things that I got sick with in high school were primarily just colds. I get colds all the time. I get stress-induced colds all the time. Like, I get the big 14-day suckers that are like, they start with like the lingering symptoms, like runny nose, maybe a little cough, and then it just like gets worse for like a solid 5-6 days, and then it's like, oh, here we're gonna linger off for a little bit longer until it finally, if it decides to go away ever, it just kind of sits stagnant for a little bit.
I'm in that same kind of boat, is that I get sick and I stay sick, which is why I'm so happy about this. But it's like
I already got a cold once this year, and then I got strep 2 weeks later.
Yeah. What's called? I usually every single year I get sniffles, I get runny nose. I have really, really bad allergies.
Yeah.
To the point when I was younger, I had to stay inside during recess because my allergies were so bad.
Pollen.
Go
away.
Killed me.
Go away, pollen.
Rhymes with my name. Doesn't mean I like you. But
pollen and rollin'.
Was it necessary?
It was. They needed to hear it.
Okay. Well, anyway, that was pretty much my extent of being majorly sick, except for last year, which I'm just going to tell with the other part of last year.
Okay.
But do we want to go into your injuries first?
Yeah, we can do that. So the second part that we're going to talk about is just all of our injuries, because I don't really remember that many sicknesses that I have other than those few, plus all the random flu, strep, just random. I never really had, knock on wood, any like obnoxious things.
I don't think I did either.
But I do know some people that did, but I won't share their information. As far as injuries go, the first thing that I can remember, and most of the injuries that I remember are my brother's injuries and not mine, because I don't have a ton myself, because I am terrified of falling or terrified of like getting myself injured to the point where I can't do anything. But when I was little, like preschool, I busted my chin open on the sink of, like, all the classrooms like have sinks in them, and the preschool ones, they're like on the floor. So like little preschoolers can wash their hands when they do their art crafts and all that kind of stuff. So I like slipped and I just sliced my chin open, and I was, there was blood everywhere, but did I get stitches? No, I didn't. Why would I do that? So I still have a scar on my chin if I like scar on my chin, which is just it's just not ideal, and that was from when I was literally in preschool. But that's the first injury I can think of, and I didn't get stitches, even though I definitely should have gotten stitches for that. Just why would I do that?
Why?
Not necessary. I'm a kid. I'm gonna heal. It's fine. You're good.
Yep.
So do you have a little kid?
I've got a... Honestly, I really didn't get injured much until recently. But
I have a couple.
Kinda.
I have a couple from middle school, but I don't really have much from high school.
I have I have 3 big ones, and they weren't even really that big. So I'll say my first one first.
Leave your most recent one for last.
I will. It was called, but we can go back and forth. What I'll say is that when I first got my babies, Brooklyn and Imogene,
dogs,
I was walking down the hill at the lake. That's like the road.
Yeah.
And they saw a squirrel, and at that point, we still had them on leashes. And honestly, at the lake, we don't put them on leashes anymore. It's just pointless. They walk on the road, they run around, they do their things.
And search.
And there's literally, it's just a bunch of woods, and they know where they come back, so.
They're fine.
And they stay up on the hill with us anyway. But, anyway, it's all gravel. It's a gravel road. And I was standing at the top, and they saw a squirrel or something at the bottom of the hill, and I had both of them like on my arm, and like they were like pulling me because they were puppies and whatever, and they saw it and they booked it, and they dragged me down the gravel on my knees. So like I like fell to my knees, and they like dragged me down the gravel all the way, completely like scraped up my legs like entirely. I walked into the house like blood gushing from my knees, and my mom was like, "What did you do?" And I was like, I didn't do it.
It was the dogs.
And she was like, "What did you do?" And I was like, "Oops.
My bad."
It wasn't that bad. It looked bad because it was so much blood.
Yeah.
But it was really mainly just got like my knees and like my upper calf.
Yeah.
I mean, the upper front of my leg. But
we don't know the actual names for
I can't think right now.
Shin?
It is the shin.
Shin, I think.
Anyway,
bloody knees.
Bloody knees. That was really, really cute of me. And
I sure was aesthetic.
I like wore like 8 band-aids on each of my legs.
I would have gotten one of those like mega wrap bandages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think my like second one is there's this place called Nature's Classroom. And we went there on a field trip in middle school, 5th grade to be exact. And I don't exactly know how I got from point A to point B, but we went on a hike one of the days, and mind you, I love going on hikes, fun fact. So I was actually very excited about this day because we were doing a bunch of like little nature hikes and like exploring around the entire like camp area, you know. So basically, sorry, I got a call. They were going on a bunch of nature walks and all of this kind of stuff, and I'm assuming I like slipped on a rock or a stick or something, but my ankle just like gave out on me when we were like walking on one of the trails, and luckily it was like one of the last days, but it like really hurt, and I was like, what in the world happened? Like, how did I, like, it had never felt that much in pain before. Like, there was no blood, nothing like that. It just like really hurt, and it just kept hurting. So when I got back home, I was like, hey, this is really hurting still, and it's like been hurting for like a couple days. So we're like, well, let's go to the doctor and see if we can get like an x-ray on it, see like what's going on. Get an x-ray on it. It's a hairline fracture in my ankle. I'm like, well, that's fantastic. So they give me the boot and the crutches number, which I was like, oh my gosh, yay, like boot and crutches, like middle school, like canon event is what it is. So I was so hyped to finally, you know, be a part of the like I have an injury community. Never again. So the crutches are so annoying. The boot was on like it was supposed to be on and everything, and the crutches were annoying, so I used them for as long as they told me to. Foot still not getting any better. It's hurting. Like, I have this boot on and it is still hurting. I had the boot on for over a week. I did the 5th grade play with my foot wrapped up, a huge number around my foot, as I was Dorothy. So I had the red slippers on with this like humongous looking ankle underneath the sock, because I wrapped it because I wasn't about to walk out as Dorothy with this humongous boot on. Absolutely not. It's going to ruin the whole vibe. Like, she's supposed to have red slippers on. Why did I do that? Couldn't tell you. It was going to ruin the aesthetic. So I went out there, took the boot off for that. Wear the heels, not a smart idea. Didn't do anything to it. But went back to the doctor. Turns out the boot was not the correct option. Made the fracture worse. So then they were like, here's a brace instead.
Thanks, babe. Thanks for the brace now.
Thank you. So it actually took twice as long for my hairline fracture to heal, because I was not supposed to be in a boot and crutches. I was supposed to have a brace that was cushioned on the sides like it was supposed to be. So, you know, did the show. That was my first show that I did injured.
Yay.
And I have another story about a show being injured.
Well, we'll go to my next one, which was, I think it was 5th grade. And I was at the lake again. And
she's always at the lake.
I am always at the lake. And I was walking on the shore, and there had just been a really, really bad storm. And I mean, like, crazy, like, blowing roofs off of places kind of stuff. And like this place, like, I'll say like the area doesn't have exactly sound structures. There's a lot of potential for danger, and
lots of potential for danger. Oh my gosh.
A couple of docks on the lake had come apart, and there was a bunch of debris on the shore. I mean, like, I'm running around with my cousins. I'm not paying attention. I'm talking. I'm throwing rocks, whatever. And we are, like, balancing on some old boards that had washed up. And all of a sudden, I feel a really sharp pain in my foot. I'm like, ow, what the heck? And I look down, and a nail had gone through my croc and through my foot and up through the other side of the croc. And so I remove my foot so fast. And I scream, I'm yelling, I'm crying, I'm like, oh my gosh. And my Aunt Mary came over and was like, what happened? I was like, I just stepped on a nail. Oh my god. And I walked back up to the house, and this is at my Aunt Mary's house over there. And we walked back up there, and they of course the golf cart was up by the house, and so they sat me in the golf cart, and they put a bunch of paper towels around my foot, and we just kind of waited for the bleeding to hopefully stop. And then I did absolutely nothing, and literally the day after, I was back pretending like nothing had happened, but I could definitely feel it, but it wasn't bad. It, like, was at an angle, so it went up through the top, like, the very, like, front, like, where your toes meet your foot. It still got a good part of my foot, but it went up through there, and it went and nearly missed my second toe, and came up through the top. It was not cute. And then the next day, I jumped off the jet ski, and I lost the other shoe to the mud because it was too thick. The mud in the water, it was too thick. And I lost the other shoe that didn't have the hole in it from the nail because I, of course, was wearing the shoes again. And they weren't even my shoes. They were my sister's.
Right.
And so I lost my sister's croc in the mud from jumping off the jet ski.
You pierced your sister's shoe and also lost the other shoe.
Yeah, and now the pierced shoe is, like, sitting on a ledge on our porch, like it's a trophy.
Yeah.
And it's really cute. And then I went back to school the next week, and my friend had an ear infection, and she was like, so I went to school the next week, and I was literally... my friend had an ear infection, and she got an ear infection every other week. And she had to sit out from PE, and I went up to the girl PE coach, and I was like, hey, I stepped on a nail this past week, and I can't, like, participate because my foot hurts so bad. Also, at this point, I hated going to the doctor and stuff, so I did not go get a tetanus shot, which was really, really dumb on my part. I know your parents are going to be like, Rollin, what the heck? I'm so sorry, Mr. Butler. But...
my mom was going to be mad at you too for that.
I'm so very sorry. But I did not get a tetanus shot.
She does not... Okay, I have to say this. Her safety... Like, she's a very, like, safety-driven person, but for someone who's so safety-driven, she does not care about her health at all. Like, physical health is not a concern. She'll be like, she was, and this is like, we'll talk later on, hacking, right? Can't breathe. I say, Rollin, please, I will take you to the doctor. She's like, no, I'm good. No, I'm good. Like, Rollin. Bro's on death row, and she's still like, I'm okay. I am good. Like, huh?
Literally dying.
No, you're not. Anyway. Like, I swear, because my parents are healthcare professionals, and they're always like, yeah, like, we should probably go to the doctor. You should probably go to the doctor. Aside from my mom, when she gets sick only, she's like, meh, it'll be fine. We're good. But, like, any other time, it's like, yeah, you need to go to the doctor.
My whole family, as in, like, my mom, my dad, me, Bond, anytime we're sick, we're all like, no, we're not going to the doctor. But when somebody else is sick, we're all telling them to go to the doctor. We're a bunch of hypocrites. Oh, wow.
I know. I tell her to go to the doctor.
Anyway.
Quite frequently.
I told this lady, the girl PE coach, I stepped on a nail. I cannot participate. I'm so sorry. And she goes, fine, then just walk laps. And she made me walk laps the entire PE for the, like, entire week that I was like, so I might as well just participate and just stand there. Yeah. Instead of having to walk around. And Miss Girl with ear infection got to sit.
Bruh.
I was like, what do you mean?
I would have gone to the doctor to get a doctor's note.
I wasn't going to go to the doctor.
Right. Paul, once again,
I tell the lady I stepped on a nail. I have proof. You want to see the hole in my foot? And
she not believe you.
Walk laps.
She don't believe you.
I would have.
She needed that professional opinion.
Of course she did. Then I told the guy coach, and he was like, oh my God, sit down.
Sit down. We're not playing this game today.
No, the girl coach was rude. She hated everybody.
That's okay, though. It's, a coach. A coach is just...
A coach is a coach.
We can talk about coaches in a later episode. But anyways, that's convenient.
It was. It was quite the event.
Anyways, my second one is probably my most... Well, I guess Yeah, this was 7th grade, right? Lion King?
Yeah.
Was that...
That was 7th grade.
Yeah. So 6th grade, I sprained my ankle because I was in heels and I made the mistake of... No, that was 8th grade, actually. So I'll just tell you the 7th grade story first. So basically, we're doing the Lion King for our school production. I am a dove, meaning they made me wear this tight on the top and then flowy, loose, like white long sleeve dress. It was the most atrocious, uncomfortable. They glued feathers on it. Terrible outfit. But they decided that for the plot of the show, it was going to be the most important detail that we all were barefoot.
Everyone who was in that show was barefoot. It was ridiculous.
Mind you, there are nails, there are splinters, there are all manner of tools, props, objects laying around. So the thought of even being barefoot baffles me.
I did step on a safety pin while we were doing that, actually.
There was so many people.
The green room was flooded, so there was water on the ground.
Yeah. And people slipped back there. It was an issue, right? That is what you think would be the worst injury, would be those minor... No. What the main issue was for me is since the green room was flooded, we had to put all of our school stuff in the, entrance room area of the auditorium. So there's, this little room with the windows before you enter into the whole hall where all the seats, the pews and the stage actually is. So there's 2 doors, and they're humongous,
they're
heavy doors. Important. And they are swing doors.
Yeah.
They go both ways. They open on both sides. And all you can see is out of this teeny tiny window that's too high up. That's too high up. And so I decide to go to the back there's a few others of us back there, to go put some of my stuff in my backpack because they were telling us to get all of our crap out so that way it wasn't in the pews because it was opening night of the show. So had a long school day. Get to this last, we did a dress rehearsal before the actual opening of the show for this show for whatever reason. I don't know why we're doing that. We're just going to pre-exhaust ourselves before we really exhaust ourselves. Anyways, fully in costume.
It was called, we were, still doing props. So honestly, I was there and I was outside painting something when this happened.
But I go to put something in my backpack, and as I'm walking out, one of my good friends at the time, actually, she is running, and you're gonna have to put some force on the door to open it. And I was standing there because I believe I was still talking to somebody, so I was just like holding the door, like getting ready to open it. And then my friend comes in and shoves the door as I'm standing there. So the door goes right on my foot. This heavy door slips over my foot, or in my foot, as I would rather say. And I notice, oh my gosh, I'm bleeding. It wasn't the pain. It wasn't the pain that got me. It was the, oh my gosh, there's blood. What happened? Like, it was so quick of a moment for me.
Blood pooling.
So I start walking because I'm like, oh my gosh, there's blood. I need to like get to a teacher or something. And mind you, I also have fainting issues. And so pain and blood are the main reasons that I will pass out. So should not have started walking at all after this incident occurred. But I was like, I'm good.
Just a little bit.
It's just a little blood. Like, I'll be fine. No, as I'm walking, puddles of blood are being formed in my path. There's a line. Because I made it down probably like 8 pews or so before I finally was like, I'm getting a little lightheaded. I should probably sit. And my friend, the one that ran the door over my foot, she starts bawling.
Like hysterically crying.
And I'm like, are you good? Like, I'm sitting over here like asking if she's good while I'm bleeding out. I'm like, are you okay? Like,
what happened?
For a moment there, I thought I hurt her. Like, I was like, are we okay? Like, and then I was really worried because I thought I was going to get blood on my white dress.
Yeah.
And so, like, hiked the dress up. Like, I was sitting here, like, foot propped up now. Like, I was like, can somebody call the nurse? Like,
please help me.
What's going on? So the director ends up calling the nurse, and luckily she was still on campus because at this point it was probably about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I'd say. And so they call the nurse. Nurse does a great job. Also, you can see the bone of my foot after she cleans it, which was not cute sight to see.
No.
She cleans it up really nice. Like, she does an incredible job cleaning up my foot, wraps it up really tight. By that point, by the time she gets it cleaned up, my dad gets there because they called him immediately, and he was like, I am on the way there. So he gets there, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to go to the urgent care clinic in this awful white dress. I'm not doing that. That's embarrassing.
As a bird.
That's so embarrassing. I'm not doing that. So I was like, somebody needs to go grab my clothes because I am not going to the clinic looking like. So basically I tell them to grab my Lion King yellow tie-dye shirt and my skinny jeans because I was in middle school and it was jeans and show day.
Yeah.
So I had my little skinny jeans in the back and I was like, somebody needs to go grab my jeans and my t-shirt because I'm changing out of this outfit. Also, I would really like to have my like socks and tennis shoes back because I had been barefoot and I was like, please give me some shoes so this doesn't happen on my way out as well. Like, I'm not doing that. So obviously there were dudes everywhere because we were in rehearsal and I was not about to get dressed in front of everyone. And at that point, everybody in extended day, which is like the after school program, had heard about the fact that the door got ran over my foot and there was blood everywhere somehow. I don't know how the message translated from there to there, but you know, people were coming to invest the scene. So since they were there, and most of them were my friends anyways, there is suddenly a wall like a whole circle of girls standing around me, like elbows or not shoulders to shoulder, and they're like, just in a rim around me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like girl power. But I was like, oh period, like y'all all came in clutch for me, like let's. So, I start getting changed in the middle of the auditorium, like middle of the pews, fully changing clothes, like down to the last, under level. And it's like middle of the thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. I hate this feeling. What is going on? Putting on the skinny jeans was not ideal. T-shirt, fine, but once again, this atrocious dress had to come off in one foul swoop, and it was long sleeves, and I was sweaty.
Could not get blood on it.
No, and I was uncomfortable. It was just not cute, not ideal. So my dad proceeds to then pick me up and take me to the urgent care clinic, which this is now my first experience ever getting stitches. So they go ahead and hit me with that, big fat shot to the foot, which once again I don't do well with pain or blood. So I'm over here like on my little iPad, like playing my games to try to like distract myself from the like actual pain that I feel, because that what is it called? The like pain, I forgot what it's. The numbing shot is a pain. It hurts. That thing, nobody talks about how much the numbing shot hurts. It is painful, and it is a humongous shot. And they had to do it twice. And I felt the first one, because you're not numbed when the first shot goes in. They're injecting the numbing fluid. So you feel the second one, you feel the first one, but then the numbing doesn't kick in that quick. So then you feel the second one also go in while it's like actively numbing, so you can just start feeling things tugging at your foot, right? Yeah. And like, sorry if this is too TMI for anyone, but once they're doing the stitches, it's like all you feel is like your foot just being like pulled in different directions while they're like stringing your foot together. And I think I had like 8 stitches, because it was just like this humongous cut over like my big toe. And still like have the scar there. Stitch it up, wrapped it up. I was there for opening night, did the show. It was fine.
Oh, great.
I was like, I'm good. Yeah. That numbing medicine is in. We are good. It was not so much in the second night. No. That hurt. Not fun doing dances on a freshly cut foot. Not ideal. But I did it. I mean, I did all 2-3 nights of that show, and I mean, I was fine, but it hurt.
I bet it did.
And it was a stressful show for sure. But that's like my biggest injury. And then the 7th or the 8th grade show, I was running down the hall in my heels, and I twisted my ankle on opening night. So I had to do the whole show for that with a twisted ankle. But that's pretty much like the extent of my injuries.
Okay, so we'll go to my injury now. And I'm going to preface this, okay? In 8th grade, I've done dance for a really long time.
Yeah.
I did something to my foot during dance, and I told my parents I thought I broke my toe. And my mom goes, and I quote, "There's nothing you can do about a broken toe." And I'm like, okay. And we never did anything about it. And so now we move to freshman year of college. Mm-hmm. And I get so sick. So sick.
And you know what she doesn't do?
Go to the doctor. I get sick to the point of coughing, wheezing, can't breathe. And it's like I'm gasping for air, and I can't get air in.
And she won't go to the doctor.
I can't get air in for some reason. And it all started, the first time I couldn't get air into my lungs one night, I, woke up and I couldn't breathe. And I get up and I get out of bed and I like start to go to the bathroom. That's down the hall, and to get to the bathroom that me and my dad share, I have to go past my dad's room and my sister and my mom's room. And so I'm like leaving, and I'm like trying to get there fast because I'm like, I can't breathe. I step and I slip on a bag. And
so our school has the like orientation like plastic bags, and ours are yellow bags. So every time that a group passes by that's in like going on a tour of the school or whatever, we're like, oh my gosh, it's the stupid yellow baggers again. Yeah. You know.
And
so she has this bag in her room.
The yellow baggers came to get me because tell me why. I slip on this bag and I demolish my foot. And I mean, like, I'm not focused on the fact that I literally broke my foot. I'm focused on the fact that I can't breathe. And so I get to the bathroom. I'm, like, dying, breathing. My parents run in. They're like, oh, my God, are you okay? I'm still not breathing. And then I finally get a gasp of air. Once I finally calm down, I go to walk back to my room. I say, ow, and I'm on the floor, like, holding my foot. And they're like, what? And I was like, I fell on my way out of my room, slipped on a damn yellow bag. Sorry for my language. But I slipped on a yellow bag, and I broke my foot. And then, so I went and got an x-ray done of my foot.
The first time she's ever been to the doctor.
Not the first time. I went to...
The first time in too long of a time.
I went to the doctor, and I talked to them, and I was like, my foot really hurts, all this stuff, and she was like, okay, maybe you should go get an x-ray done. And we were like, okay. And so I went and got an x-ray done, and they were like, yeah, you broke it. And I was like, oh, thanks, babe. And they were like, we also saw this other thing. And I was like, what? And they were like, your toe broken. It looks like it's healed incorrectly.
Because she didn't go to the doctor.
I was told not to. And
by your mom.
By my mother. And who do I trust more than anybody? My mother. And so I didn't go, and it healed incorrectly. And they were like, it's like pressing on... I don't remember what it was. It's pressing on something. I can't remember if it was a blood
something
vessel.
Of importance.
Something of importance. And they told me, if your toe starts to hurt like crazy, go to the doctor or emergency or whatever, because it could be bad. And I was like, okay. And that's where we're at.
Also, she's neglecting to tell you the fact that her foot was like the size of like probably a softball.
It was bad.
And
it
the bruising
bruised
on
like
the
crazy.
whole top part of her foot was like purple.
Yeah, it was like dark purple
and
green, and it looked so bad.
And this is during the time
that
we had so many fire drills last year. I don't know if we've even told them about the fire drills, but we had like 8 fire drills in the month of January, which is when it was booty cold outside, like snow, ice cold. On the ground, you know, and like I was barely waking up because at this point I'm like, it's gone off this many times, what's going on? And she's like, Kayla, we need to go, get out of bed. And then I'm like rushing to get out, and then next thing I know, Rollins like 10 steps behind me, like
because I have a broken foot trying to get down the stairs,
and she like cannot get down the stairs, and I'm like, Rollin, you need to hurry up, we're gonna be like, we're gonna burn in this fire. She's like, Kaylin, my foot hurts like every other second of the day. And if it wasn't that, it was I can't breathe.
Yeah.
So that was the entirety of that, and like whole probably. So we got another phone call. But basically this happened for her like during
it happened on Christmas.
Yes. So I was in the mixture of dealing with it from about the week that we got back, which was probably second week of January, all the way to about spring break.
Yeah. It was like how long I was sick and couldn't breathe.
Sick and also couldn't walk.
Yeah.
So
it was really cute.
We had one of our classes together, and we would be like trying to get there, and you're like, "Caleb, slow down," and I'm like, "Bro, we gotta get to class."
I mean, we were never late.
No.
It was just I was slowly.
I'm just a fast walker.
She was a fast walker, and also I literally just like couldn't step on my foot without it hurting.
But it's good now, I think. Right?
Yeah, for the most part.
Knock on wood, hopefully. But I think that's pretty much all.
Mm-hmm. Also, I should probably mention all the things that happened to my foot were on the same foot. Yeah. This one. Yeah. So.
All of mine were on this foot.
Oh my gosh, twins.
Foot twins. Yay. Help us, please. So moral of the story, take your meds, go to the doctor, put on the braces and whatnot that they tell you to, and stay safe out there.
Yep.
Also would recommend that tetanus shot. Just PSA. But I think that's all we had for you today, so hopefully you didn't get too grossed out by needles, blood, pain, accidents.
Hopefully not.
All of that fun jazz.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Ronald will probably put a trigger warning at the beginning of this just to make sure y'all don't get a little about it. But yeah, hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day or whatever time you're watching this. Mm-hmm. I think that's all I got.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all I got.
Okay, well, bye-bye.